Now at 5, Indy is ready to be king of the ring with the Royal Rumble tomorrow and, of course, Friday Night SmackDown happening just hours away. Coming up, we'll give you a live look at all the excitement.
And just a few showers left this evening. I'll track those and look ahead to your weekend.
Thanks, Angela. It's the search for answers. The questions still remaining tonight after that mid-air collision near D.C.
And what we're now learning about those who lost their lives. Live from Indy, you're watching 13 News.
It's 5 o'clock on Friday night. We made it, and boy, oh boy, what a big weekend it's going to be here in Indianapolis. In fact, we are now just a day away from the WWE Royal Rumble here downtown, and we are just hours away from the Friday Night SmackDown.
Yeah, more than 65,000 people are expected to be downtown for all of this fun. But before the big WWE superstars get in the ring, they are honoring some local champions.
That's right. So our Lauren Koslik went to check it out today, and she joined us live downtown with the indie groups that are getting some pretty big recognition. Lauren?
That's right, Ann and Felicia. Those groups got some big titles today, and let me tell you, it is becoming wrestling central here in downtown Indy, of course, ahead of Friday Night SmackDown here at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And just look at all the fans already lined up hours before this event for the pre-show inside with some live music to get everyone pumped up. And like I said, those WWE superstars, they spent the morning honoring some of Indy's own champions who are making a difference in our community every day. WWE fans and Indianapolis students filled the lobby of Gainbridge Fieldhouse Friday for a special pep rally ahead of WWE weekend in the Circle City.
WWE Universe, welcome to Indy.
Big names like Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, Chelsea Green, Damian Priest, and Natalya, and even Indy's own superstar, who was recognized with his own champion belt along with Mayor Joe Hogsett.
I'm excited to go to the Rumble and go Pacers, go WWE. Let's go.
But perhaps the biggest winners were 3 local organizations, New Boy and Inner Beauty, Girls Inc., and the IPS Foundation, each being honored as a community champion. IPS student Raven Clark was almost speechless.
This makes me so happy to finally hold the belt. I used to want the belt when I was younger too, and I finally got it.
The high school wrestler just scored first place at sectionals, hoping one day to get in the ring with some of her idols.
If I could get in the ring, oh my goodness, if I could get in the ring, I'll probably do a flip and then call out a match or something like that.
And the community event wasn't just for the kids, but also the wrestlers themselves.
As superstars, we get to do so many cool things, you know, obviously personal achievements, and it's all great. But these are the real wins. These are the parts of the dream that you didn't realize were possible.
Shining a light on those making a difference every day. And that was such a special event to be a part of. You know, we see these WWE superstars in the ring, but it was truly special to see them interact with these kids and the community. But right now, it is crunch time. They are getting prepared for Friday Night SmackDown, starting at 8 tonight. And Ann and Felicia, don't you worry, I checked, and they still have tickets for tonight. So I'll make sure I get you two tickets for tonight, and you can come join us.
Oh, that would be super fun. Thanks so much for thinking about us, Lauren. We're going to check back a little bit later to see how things progress throughout our news tonight. In the meantime, we were out and about in downtown, and we did see WWE stars all across the city.
And that includes a stop at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway a couple hours ago. That's where 5 WWE stars hosted several Make-A-Wish kids and their families.
The kids and their families got a tour of the track, including a chance to check out the famous Borg Warner Trophy and an IndyCar show car. We talked with a parent there who shared why this trip just means so much to her family.
It's super duper important because just this time last year he couldn't see. So he had wound up having a stroke and lost his vision. So for him to even be able to be here right now and to see this and experience this and for them to take the time out of their day to grant us this is just amazing.
That's the perspective right there. These Make-A-Wish kids all between the ages of 8 and 17 years old.
And they traveled here from 4 different states: Wisconsin, Colorado, Florida, and Virginia.
So great to see them. You know, we have seen so much fun across the Indianapolis area today for WWE.
But the biggest events have not even happened yet. So the WWE Friday Night SmackDown begins at 7:30 tonight at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
That's followed by the Royal Rumble. That's tomorrow night. That will be over at Lucas Oil Stadium.
Okay, so leave that there. We got all these guests in town, Angela. We want to give them a warm welcome.
You know, it is warm-ish for this time of
welcome.
year.
Warmer.
We'll go with warm-ish because temperatures tomorrow will be in the 40s, but that's technically above where we should be. Our average high in the mid-30s. If you are out and about downtown, headed to SmackDown this evening, the doors are open at 6. The event starts at 7:30. There will still be the chance of a couple of passing showers. Nothing very heavy, and all of that moves out. Weather issue tomorrow morning is a little bit of fog, but for the Royal Rumble tomorrow afternoon, it looks great. Warm-ish for this time of year. We're forecasting highs in the low 40s with a mix of sun and clouds on Saturday afternoon. Mention that rain chance still for this evening. We've got areas of drizzle over downtown Indianapolis and points north, and a little farther north, some steadier rain still falling with the back edge of this weather system. We talked about this last night. Until this swings through, we will keep a few showers in our forecast the next several hours. Nothing very heavy, but between now and 11 o'clock, a couple of spotty showers along with the low clouds and drizzle. And then mention that weather issue for tomorrow morning. Patchy dense fog to start Saturday afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds, low 40s.
All right, Angela, and you can keep track of the weather this weekend on the Live Doppler 13 weather app. It is a free download in your phone's app store.
Other news now. Let's take a live look out on the East Coast in the D.C. area. A live look right now. This is the search that remains underway at this hour, looking for people who did not survive that crash between a plane and a helicopter outside of D.C.
Nearly 48 hours later, we are still seeing crews on the Potomac. At last check, they recover at least 40 bodies already. Now we're waiting on an update from the NTSB.
Yeah, that has changed a little bit throughout the afternoon. The latest we've heard is that this news conference is going to be coming up here in a little bit at 5:30. But before that conference, let's go to Jay Gray, who shares what we've revealed so far about the investigation.
Hey there, good evening. Tonight, the FAA has announced new restrictions on helicopter flights in the airspace around this airport. Multiple zones shut down, including the area where the crash took place, as the second full day of the NTSB investigation into that crash wraps up. As the grim recovery effort continues in the Potomac, we are learning more now about the focus of the investigation into the deadly midair collision between a regional jet and Army Black Hawk helicopter. NTSB teams analyzing these voice and data recorders pulled from the wreckage of the plane.
We will take as long as it takes to find out the probable cause, but the more important part of this is the recommendations that come after that.
This new video, first aired by CNN, shows the moment of impact. Many analysts and pilots suggesting the chopper was flying too high and may have strayed from its approved flight path. There are also questions about reduced air traffic control tower staffing, described as acceptable but not normal in a preliminary FAA report. That comes as we've learned about a near miss just 24 hours before the crash. A plane forced to avoid a helicopter in its path during landing.
Freakout 4514, what was the reason for the go-around?
We had an RA with the helicopter traffic below us, Freakout 4514.
As investigators search for answers, so are the families of the victims.
It's like you see these things happen in the news, you see them happen in other countries.
Kamad Raza married his college love, Ashra Hussein, just 2 years ago. Now, he's planning her funeral.
Life is short. Hug your loved ones. Tell them you love them.
67 families unable now to share that hug, that message with brothers, sisters, moms, and dads who won't be coming home. And the NTSB is providing updates on the investigation as well as grief counseling and hotel accommodations for many of the families of the victims who have traveled here. Jay Gray, NBC News, National Airport.
All right, and tonight we are learning more about the 26-year-old from Carmel killed in Wednesday's crash. You actually just heard Jay Gray mention her about a minute ago.
Yeah, we're talking about Asra Hussein. She graduated from IU in 2020, and today our Samantha Johnson talked with an IU professor who remembers her as a student and remembers her as being caring and as being bright.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of people are remembering her that way, especially as we hear more tributes coming in over the next few days. We know Asra graduated from the O'Neill School of Public and Environmental Affairs, and that's where she met Professor Paul Helmke when she was part of IU's Civic Leaders. That's a group of undergraduates who are passionate about civic engagement. Helmke tells me Asra made the most of her 26 years, but she had so much more to give.
She cared. She wanted to make the world a better place, and it's such a loss for all of us. I think I keep trying to tell young people, you can make a difference not just in the future. You can make a difference now.
Asra graduated from Carmel High School in 2016. The folks there at Carmel Clay Schools also remembering her tonight, writing, Asra was a cherished student and friend, leaving a lasting impact on those who knew her. The Hussein family has long been a part of the Carmel Clay Schools, and we stand with them in support and sympathy. Of course, these tributes and people remembering her continue to come in. We will have more from that professor coming up tonight at 6.
Yeah, so difficult for her husband, Kamad, just to see his realization that he wasn't going to ever see her again. And of course, condolences to her family, which still is here in Central Indiana.
You felt like you lost. I didn't know her, but she's a part of the community.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Sam.
Our sister station in Washington, D.C. is closely following all the updates on this plane crash investigation.
And they're going to share what could slow the recovery efforts. Plus, at times like this, you might be holding your loved ones even closer.
The hugs and the goodbyes passengers at the National Airport now are not taking for granted. These are some of the stories we're following tonight here on 13 News at 5:30.
And then NBC Nightly News will also have an update on this investigation. And Lester Holt will also share his interview with the president of the Air Traffic Controllers Union. You can see his story tonight at 6:30 right here on Channel 13.
To other news now developing tonight, we are now learning the name of a man shot and killed by a Pendleton police officer.
The Hamilton County coroner has identified him as 33-year-old Blake Brown of Anderson. So we first brought you the breaking news of this shooting Wednesday night here on 13 News at 5.
Indiana State Police said that officers approached the man who was walking along I-69 to make sure he was safe. Those officers said then that the man pulled a knife out and aggressively moved toward them.
A sheriff's deputy used a taser, which was not effective, before a Pendleton officer fired one shot, killing the man. The officer's name has not been released.
Also tonight, Metro Police are trying to figure out who shot and killed a man nearing a school, forcing that school to temporarily go into lockdown.
The school has since lifted that lockdown. The shooting happened a little more than 4 hours ago near East 34th Street and Georgetown Road. That's on the west side of Indianapolis and near Carl Wild School 79.
Metro Police have yet to share any more information about a possible suspect or even motive for this shooting. Well, perhaps you've seen a post claiming that Project 2025 is right here in Indiana.
So our Verified team looks into whether it has inspired several bills at the State House. That is new at 5:30. First at 5, get ready to pay more for some of the items you use every day.
The tariffs expected to go into effect as soon as tomorrow. Plus, releasing more hostages.
The American-Israeli man who will soon walk free as part of the ceasefire in Gaza. That's next.